That was an interesting episode.
Yes, it was.
So Crosshair is pretty bad, eh?
Well, I don't think it's his choice. That inhibitor chip made him turn that way.
The inhibitor chip.
Yeah. So that was the thing that made them all turn against the Jedi.
All right, right. But then the rest of the Bad Batch, they are not as bad as him, right?
Effectively, it didn't seem to affect the others in the Bad Batches at all, it seems.
Oh.
Mainly just Crosshair.
And plus, in the last episode, they reprogrammed him too, isn't it?
Yeah,
They enhanced it again.
Yeah.
Hence,
they kind of like double dosed him.
double dose.
Yeah, like
Double dose.
they increased the potent of the chip. Yeah.
Yeah, they turned up the volume.
Yeah.
How come he looks? How come Crosshair looks like he's much older than the other ones in the Bad Batch?
Well, I think they just designed him to look that way. Otherwise, clones are mostly around the same age, depending on when they were made.
So I just saw this.
Yeah.
Yeah, interesting. Notably older. Because he's, as you say, they were made around the same time, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
How did he get such a perfectly straight scar?
Well, TV shows are not really always meant to make sense. So, yeah.
Because not all members of the Bad Batch would have been born at the same time.
Probably not, no.
Yeah, so maybe he's made earlier.
It was probably one of the older ones then, maybe.
It says that he was, probably was the first to be created. And so that would explain why his inhibitor chip still functions, as you say, right? He's the only one that affects him, but not the other ones.
But considering in the first episode, they said that there were 5 enhanced clones.
Yeah.
And one of them being Omega, and Echo is a reg. So he's not an enhanced soldier, he was just a regular. So that was Echo.
Echo, okay.
Yeah. But I think during the experimentation that was done on Echo and in the Clone Wars actually made him not have that chip affected at all. Or it completely killed the chip, maybe.
Which one? The
Echo.
Oh, Echo.
Yeah, because the droid army kind of messed with his head a lot.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think his chip must have like completely malfunctioned or completely died. So yeah, Echo was just the regular. He was not one of the enhanced.
Okay.
So yeah, the other enhanced is Omega, but we don't really know her true abilities yet.
Right.
But then again, yeah, if you're saying that they're from the different age, yeah, that is possible because Omega would be the latest one. Then.
Yeah, obviously. Yes.
The youngest one.
Youngest. And
I
guess.
I think Omega was able to determine that the dragon had wasn't all bad, was just like attracted to other stuff. Just
like energy, yeah.
Yeah, maybe she's connected, more sensitive to that. Yes.
Yeah, she might be more sensitive. She actually might be the most powerful, I think.
Huh.
Just how did she shoot Crosshair's gun out of his hand without even learning how to shoot?
Who's
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah.
yeah, that's right. But she wasn't in the other Clone Wars, right? The Clone Wars.
No, they introduced her in the series.
Yeah, remember what she said? She said, "Oh, lucky shot."
Yeah.
But then she's
So-
not in Rebels, right?
No, she's not.
And so that means something is probably gonna happen to her, because you never see her in Rebels.
But we also didn't really see the Bad Batch in Rebels either.
Oh, okay.
Well, we do see like Captain Rex and some others which sort of resembled the Bad Batch in Rebels, but they weren't the Bad Batch. It was like Commander Wolf and Commander Guererra and stuff.
Okay. Who's this other dude that they mentioned? Guerrera.
Saw Guerrera?
Yeah.
He was in both the Clone Wars and in Rebels. And he also died in what was it? He died in Rogue One.
Oh, okay. I found it. Here it is. This guy.
Yep.
Right.
He was the old guy. So he was trained in the Clone Wars. Then he actually played a big part in Rebels as well. But then yes, he died in Rogue One.
Right, this guy, Guerrera.
Yeah.
So now they're trying to find him. But we know that he died eventually in Rogue One.
Yeah, he dies eventually, but they're not going to kill him off in this one. And as well, from episode 1, we saw Caleb Dune and the Master. Seems like that was just one big Easter egg to link everything together.
Oh, the one you mentioned, right? The Caleb.
Caleb Doom, who later becomes
This guy, Kanan.
Kanan.
Old Caleb.
Yeah.
Eventually, he becomes Old Caleb, also known as Kanan.
In
Caleb
Rebels.
Dune.
Yeah. So we probably
this is him. This is him.
So we probably won't see him at all throughout the course of the Bad Batch. Otherwise, they'll ruin the continuity of Rebels.
It says he's 14 years old in Bad Batch, and then 33 years. Okay, so how old is he in Rebels? 14. Oh, it says he's 28. So that means there's a period of 14 years between Bad Batch and Rebels.
Yeah.
Actually, at the end of Rebels, he says he's 32 years old.
And Kanan eventually died as well.
Okay, so we know he dies. Okay.
Only in Rebels, though.
Yeah. Well, that's 14, 16 years later. 18 years later. Yeah.
But we might see Captain Rex again. Captain Rex is definitely a favorite of the clones.
Captain Rex. Oh yeah, we were kind of like when we were watching Mandalorian, we kept thinking maybe he might show up in Mandalorian.
Yeah, which was a possibility because they did get Boba Fett.
So as you say, he is a fan favorite clone, Captain Rex.
And he did escape
Rebels.
Order 66 by getting the inhibited chip out as well. He escaped with Ahsoka.
Oh, right.
And yes, they did mention Rex on that planet in episode 2 as well. He came the day beforehand. And the Bad Batch came. So they practically just missed each other.
Where? He went where?
He went to the same planet as the Bad Batch in episode 2.
1. Oh, episode 2.
Yeah. So they practically just missed each other, which actually shows that the ending of the Clone Wars was in line with the beginning of the Bad Batch.
Oh.
And considering that the whole beginning scene with Caleb Dune and the Master, yeah, it's just connecting it to Rebels. So it's like the continuity is like canon. Well, they're trying to keep it in canon now instead of like making everything too disjointed.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah. A lot of series now are doing a lot better in keeping a lot of stuff in canon and not really completely disjointed now. So I find that really good.
yeah, so it says here the Star Wars canon is
Yeah.
doing a good job of connecting the trilogy
Lucas's
together.
trilogies, like
Yeah.
1 to 3 and 4 to 6. It
Yeah.
still doesn't really completely match to like 7, 8, and 9 though. But I
Yeah.
guess I didn't really want it to.
Maybe a lot of fans don't. Yes.
Yeah, a lot of fans didn't really like that. But a lot did like The Mandalorian because they were bringing a lot of the old stories back.
Yeah, and even stuff from, books and stuff or video
Yeah,
games.
from books. Yeah, so they're trying to create the whole universe again, like properly remake it properly. Instead of having 7, 8, and 9 being completely disjointed from everything else.
Yep.
Which it still kind of does.
Yep.
Like now we have a link between what happens from episode 3 to episode 4, but we
Yeah,
have
that's true.
no link
Between 6 and 7.
6 and 7.
Yeah, eventually they'll redo them, yeah.
Yeah, eventually. We'll see what happens.
So here's a few Easter eggs in the episode 3.
We must give it to the person who voices the clones because he does most of the work. He
You mean
practically has to play like all the clones.
What you're saying? One person
One
plays all
voice
5?
actor.
Not.
One voice
Yeah.
actor, yes.
Yeah.
You mean the Bad Batch? All characters are
Yes.
voiced by one person.
Yeah.
Including Omega.
Not including Omega.
Okay, the 4. Okay, 4. Okay, 5.
Well, 5 if you still include Crosshair, yes.
Okay. I guess that's a way of saving
Of
costs.
clones. No, that's the way of clones.
Okay. Well, it's also cost effective anyway.
Yeah. Guess so.
What's this GUNK droid?
The droid that is that big fat thing with mini legs. That's called a GUNK droid.
Oh. Yeah, so you're using a propped up GUNK droid.
GUNK droid.
GUNK droid as a buck.
I was sleeping on it, yeah.
Introduced in Clone Wars Season 7. Hunters. Oh, I didn't know this. Hunter picks the food from a grey metallic rectangular case. The exact same item can be seen in Empire Strikes Back. So Luke Skywalker's lunchbox is the same model as Hunter's.
Probably. But yeah, maybe you could consider that an Easter egg. Yeah.
And this fusion cutter as well. You saw it in Empire Strikes Back.
Yeah, but those have been used around. But it's practically a tool that they use. It's practically the same use as like an arc welder, so
Yeah.
is that really considered an Easter egg?
Well, it's the same kind of
Same kind of tool.
tool,
Yeah.
yeah. fusion cutter.
Hmm.
Get off this rock.
Yeah, everyone says that.
Hunter says, we need to find that capacitor and get off this rock. In the original Star Wars movie, Luke Skywalker says, not unless you can alter time, speed up the harvest, or take me off this rock. It's a very, very, very obscure little Easter egg.
Yeah. Project War Mantle Rogue One.
The most intriguing Easter egg would be this one, it says. Tarkin was name-dropping a Project War Mantle.
Yeah.
And in Rogue One, Erso rifles through various other schemes, including a Project War Mantle.
Yeah, that hasn't really been fully shown yet, but it was teased in Rogue One while they were looking through like a lot of plans. So yeah, we're not too sure what that's about yet.
Non-clone recruits, apparently. Because in the episode, I think they mentioned something about the Jango Fett.
No, yeah, the source is dying,
decaying or something.
Yeah, decaying or dying.
Yeah. So they
don't have much left.
So they need non-clone recruits. Who are those aliens? The one with the long necks.
The Camino ones.
Camino. Oh yeah.
The Camino ones. That's it.
I think we saw them in episode 2 or something.
Yeah, we did.
They're related to the clones, right?
Yes, they are the creator of the clones.
Oh yes, okay. And that's why they're saying the Jango Fett source is decaying.
Yep, because Jango Fett, yes, we know it's dead. Well, the closest one to him now would be Boba Fett.
Yeah.
But I doubt that they'll bring him for the series.
Tarkin is
the Grand Moff Tarkin.
Grand Moff. He at this point he holds the rank of governor, not Grand yet. Tarkin promoting Rampart to Admiral is further proof of his own new status.
So Grand Moff is practically a governor.
Yeah, so now his badge is this yellow, bringing it in line with the movies.
Yep, I didn't think Crosshair likes his team there. Crosshair with those new guys. He practically killed one of them off.
Oh yeah, he did. Eh? Yeah, this is the new team, and one of them was killed.
Yeah, by Crosshair himself.
This guy, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was kind of like an experiment, isn't it? To see how he would perform.
Yeah. It was an experiment to see whether they'd be 100% loyal or not.
Yeah, that's actually an interesting thing because the Death Troopers appeared in The Mandalorian as machines. But I think I did mention beforehand.
Oh yeah. They're hybrid.
Yeah, that the Death Troopers in the original comics could have been clones inside those suits.
Yeah.
So I guess that might have been like a cool little nod that Crosshair's armor was like a prototype Death Trooper.
Yeah, it says resembled prototype Death Trooper gear. Frustration continues as to exactly what this pioneering near unit could turn into. Death Troopers remain a possibility.
But considering the newest clone iteration could actually be the Death Troopers or the Kaminoans version of the Death Troopers.
Right.
But I guess we'll see what happens.
Other ways. Rampart. Other ways of producing loyal soldiers. Though canon novels such as Lost Stars and Service for the Empire are true, these novels in the Empire eventually come to rely on propaganda and conditioning from a young age. So-called other ways. So he could turn into someone, I guess, a bit significant, maybe. We'll see.
Maybe in the series,
Yeah.
but we don't really know too much yet. And I didn't like the idea how they say it could lead up to the First Order.
Why not? First Order.
Because they think they're trying to reset 7, 8, and 9, so try not to link it, please.
Right.
Yeah.
Because First Order is a episode 7.
Yeah. It was meant to replace the Empire, but then the whole layout of the First Order didn't really fully make sense. Anyway.
And then they brought back the Emperor and all that. Yeah.
Yeah, it was just a complete mess.
Asteroid scene. So the latest adventure is visually a love letter to that sequence in Empire Strikes Back, because they were forced. Yeah, I think I kind of felt that too when I was watching it, because they were forced to land in dark, shadowy locales, and then they had to repair the ship and had to venture outside.
Yeah, but it was a completely different setting since they actually they were inside the creature instead.
They were inside. That's true. But yeah, it's kind of like that feel of there's some kind of thing, beast like dread in the darkness. Yeah, you're right. See, mind you, at least the Bad Batch went out inside a giant worm.
Yeah.
They were on the planet.
They were on a planet.
But this creature, Ordo, Moondragon. This is the creature's debut in Star Wars mythology, but the planet Ordo has been referenced before, dating back to Knights of the Old Republic. It's a Mandalorian setting. So it's a Mandalorian setting.
Yeah, or Knights of the Old Republic, but I played the game. They only mentioned Ordo. We never go to that planet.
Well, you have to read the book then.
Yeah, probably.
Pablo Hidalgo's Scum and Villainy reference book.
But considering it seems like the idea of remaking a remake of Knights of the Old Republic may be coming.
Yeah, I think they announced it, right? Like as one of the shows. Knights of the...
No, the game being remade.
Oh, the game, not the show. Isn't there a show called Knights of the Old Republic show?
No, not confirmed. There's a High Republic one that's coming.
Oh, right.
But not Knights of the Old Republic.
Medical droid. This week he has a vaguely familiar helper, AZ-13. Bears a resemblance to the GH-7 medical droid in Revenge of the Sith. Okay. So these are just
reusing droids.
Reusing droids. Skills can be taught.
Yeah, skills can be taught, but then they won't be as efficient as clones.
Yeah.
Because as they said themselves, the clones were born to use those abilities right off, so it's not Like they have to completely train like adults to do everything. And then they'll have to wait for people to either be conscripted or join.
I think this is trying to poke fun a bit at the impossibly poor aim of the Imperial foot soldiers.
But the poor aim, as they kind of spoofed in Rebels, was actually to do with the mask. Or the helmet, yeah.
Right.
Because Rex, when he put on the Stormtrooper armor to infiltrate once with Kanan, he put on the helmet, he tried to shoot, it did absolutely, he can like aim properly.
Right. So you think that you think they should improve the helmet, right?
Yeah. But then, yeah, that scene was kind of funny because Kanan just says, "Man, you do shoot like a stormtrooper." And Rex just says, "It's this helmet." Takes off the helmet, throws it at the other stormtroopers, and like fires and hits them perfectly.
Okay.
So I think they kind of just confirmed it right there. That was the helmet.
Yeah. So I mean, if they know this is the reason, why don't they change it anyway?
Yeah, because stormtroopers are meant to be known as bad aimers. But then I guess they can't make it. They can't really make fun of the stormtroopers if they do fix it.
Yeah. They're meant to be.
Well, why did they drop out of hyperspace?
Oh.
Because
they reached
the ship was like making weird things. Or like
hyperspace, coming from Star Wars, from Star Trek.
Well, the Star Trek one is go to warp, right?
Yeah, and it's kind of different as well.
Yeah. Because this one, it's got that bluish whoosh because you're traveling at hyperspeed. So this episode does that, replicates that effect.
Yep.
Species on Onderon.
Did they give any reason why that the engines failed or anything like that?
Why they were fired on? Because Clone Force 99 didn't want to do it.
No. Why the engines started failing?
And they had to crash on the planet, you mean?
Yeah.
No, because their equipment failed.
Just dodgy ship.
Just dodgy, the capacitor thing. Yeah.
Yeah, and it just kind of fell apart at that. They kind of crash landed. They actually did like Wrecker's character in this episode though. Like they made him more like family type orientated.
Oh, Wrecker, because he gave Omega her room.
Yeah, but not only that, he like thinks of Omega quite a bit as well. Like before he was about to take the food, then he just let her have it.
Right.
And when they were about to crash, he kept saying, "We're all gonna die. We're all gonna die." Mm-hmm. Then looked at Omega and said, "We're all gonna be fine." Yeah, I found that kind of hilarious. That was a good scene.
So they slaughtered some people. Got a Goto and a Twi'lek in this episode.
Yeah.
So they were looking for Guererra, right?
Yeah, they were looking for Guererra.
Oh, this scene, when she was retrieving the capacitor, she uses a flashlight to distract the creature and escape. And I think possibly a homage to Jurassic Park's iconic T-Rex attack scene, where they use light flares, waving them to catch his attention.
Yeah, I think this is a part where they might be looking way too far into it to try to find
Yeah.
Easter eggs, which
Well, that's
might
what
not actually
Uh,
be considered.
yes,
that's what it says here. Not
yeah.
a Star Wars Easter egg per se.
Yeah.
it's just too far reaching, you know.
Yeah, I think what if you look at a lot of things too far in, you'd probably find links, but they're not really links at all.
Yeah. It's probably just a very tangential thing, like
Yeah, it's
just because
probably not.
Steven Spielberg is very closely connected to the franchise.
Hmm.
The Onderon gunship.
Onderons.
Onderon gunship.
Yeah.
Used by the Republic during the Clone Wars. Leftover from the recently ended conflict.
Mhm.
Okay. Oh, Finn.
I think again looking a bit too far into it.
Yeah, it's similar to his introduction in Force Awakens, which you don't like, so fire upon innocence, but unable to bring himself to do so. So that's that guy that he eventually killed. Spoke out against the Empire's methods.
Yeah. But I
And was
think a
killed.
lot of people would think that, like, they wouldn't want to do that.
It looked like he had a headache there.
Who?
That the clone, he really looked like he had a bad headache.
Oh,
If you scroll up,
this guy.
oh my head.
Yeah,
Yeah.
this
No,
was
that was
Finn.
in episode
Oh.
7.
This is
Oh, my aching head.
And then this is the Jango thing.
I need a-
reference.
I need Asteroid.
Yeah. DNA running low.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. And that's all Easter eggs.
Yeah.
Okay.
So not too many.
All right.
But overall, I think it's like a really good start for the series so far.
You know, I find it pretty entertaining.
Yeah, especially with the clones all together. The Bad Batch.
Some of it I can't really get because I not, haven't been into all the Star Wars and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, I
Yeah.
do I pick up most of it. Yeah.
I
Anyway,
guess,
guys,
but I guess for the series is a lot of people would understand it more if they watched the Clone Wars.
yeah.
Because they mentioned a lot of stuff, including the inhibitor chips, as well as Order 66 from the location of Rex and the others. Okay. And I kept it going.
Back to Star Wars, Bad Batch. How many episodes are there?
16 episodes.
Yes, 16. It says the final episode will release. Wow, that's August 13. Wow, that's like 3 months.
Hmm.
So it's gonna run for 3 months. Yeah, that's about right.
Yeah.
And that will keep Star Wars fans entertained until these other shows come out, like Book of Boba Fett and something called Visions, an anime anthology series.
Yeah, we'll find out about that. I think a lot of people want Book of Boba Fett because they brought the character back.
What about Mandalorian season 3?
Apparently, it's gonna run in line with
Book of
Book
Boba
of Boba Fett. But then no more Baby Yoda, no more Grogu. I think
Oh,
everyone
yes.
liked Grogu.
Someone, I think some people were saying that Omega serves the same role as Baby Yoda because she's also this little character.
Really? Nah, I didn't think so. Grogu was more cute and was more of a icon.
Yeah, I know. It's just that, for example, it says a similar role in the sense that, true. I mean, she's not like iconic or anything, but she's like a child. So seasoned soldier. There's this seasoned soldier and child dynamic, with say, Hunter. In the same way that there's the Mandalorian had with Baby Yoda or Grogu.
If you consider it that way, maybe.
Yeah, although Grogu didn't have much character. I mean, we only see him as cute, but whereas Omega is different. Like, she's a character with. Well, she's part of the.
He's
Bad
part of
Batch.
the Bad Batch.
Yeah.
But then, who was the source DNA of Omega?
That's a good question.
Because she's a girl.
She's a girl, yes. And so the question is, maybe clone troopers have children?
Good question. Like, even the one that we see in episode 2 was also a clone, but those kids were not from him. Yeah. But the kids still considered him the father.
Yeah.
Well, the Mandalorian, he wasn't a clone, was he?
The Mandalorian, no, he's not. He's Din
not.
Djarin. He's a proper clone.
Proper
I mean, he's a proper Mandalorian.
Yeah, because
he's a proper Mando, like the purebred Mando.
Had parents, didn't he?
Yep.
Yeah.
And he was born with the creed, so that's the whole Mandalorian code.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, guys, I might love you and leave you.
Yeah, I think we are.
Yeah, I think we covered everything as well.
Yeah.
So, yeah,
kind of exhausted everything.
Yep.
I think we shall come. Yeah. Well, yeah. I'll see you maybe next week.
Marcus, I'll see you tomorrow, and Jonathan, I'll see you next week as well.
Yep.
So you both of you next week.
See you.
Okay, see you later.
Yep.
And I think we're done too.
Yep, I think we're done.
Okay.
So see you guys next time for the next episode.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it'll be short episodes.
So there'll be short episodes like the Clone Wars.
Very quick. And probably, I don't know, maybe not a lot.
Yeah.
But we'll see. Okay.
Yep.
All right. See you.
See you.